Neuralink is a world leader in developing wireless electrodes or implantation into the brain. So they're electrodes, small, very small chips. They're able to send and receive messages from remote computers. And the hope is, as you've suggested, that with the help of artificial intelligence, this might, in time anyway, be able to alleviate the impact of things like Alzheimer's disease. It might help sight-challenged people to recover some of their faculty. So there are great potential benefits. It does, though, raise some significant moral and ethical questions. For example, who owns the data generated by my thoughts? Do I own it? Does Neuralink own it? Might some third party like a marketing company or even a government agency be able to get access to it? I think the possibilities for what we call technology creep here are endless. Technology introduced for one purpose may then be used for a different purpose without any open debate. So there are big questions, but also benefits.
How much of an innovation is this new technology? I mean, Elon Musk is known for bigging things up. Wasn't there a case last year of brain implants helping a paralyzed man to start walking again?
Yeah, the difference here is that the implants are wirelessly communicating, and they're able to communicate across different areas of the brain. So they're not just for one or two specialized areas. And I think one of the other questions all of this raises, because it is so all-encompassing in its capacity, is the concept of what it actually means to be human. As we invite tech more and more into our bodies, we may blur the line between human and machine. We already treat phones, don't we, as an extension of our physiology, but at least we can turn them off or leave them at home in the bedroom drawer. Building tech into the human body raises the possibility that we might become hackable and trackable devices. And some people argue that the line between humans and tech is no longer important. I happen to believe it is.
Well, you outlined some concerning things. What kind of structures are there in place to make sure that this kind of technology is responsibly and ethically regulated?
Well, that's the point that I'm trying to raise in the media and have been doing for some years now. We need to have public debates involving not just government figures and technology experts, both of whom have a sort of vested interest in talking to each other. We need to broaden out the debates to include philosophers, physicists, people who are involved in medicine, people involved in theology, because this is a debate about what it means to be human. So all of these things need to be incorporated into a broader discussion so that we start to draw ethical guidelines for what we will allow with technology, particularly tech that's affected by artificial intelligence, like this one, and then in time to back up those ethical parameters with regulation.
How would you see the future of this kind of technology?
Well, I think it much depends on the decisions we make today. I don't believe that technology is destiny. I believe that we as human beings make moral and ethical choices as to how we will use technology. Now, that happened with the proliferation of nuclear weapons a couple of decades ago, and that's up for debate again now with Russia and Ukraine. But the area of genetics, for 20 years now, we've been debating the parameters for human genetic engineering. These are not debates that are settled overnight, but they need to be gone into in some depth so that we set up some parameters for future research and development. Now, some companies will still break the rules. Yes, that's true. But on the whole, I think people of goodwill will adhere to the rules and make sure that others do.